My presentation is on college tuition rising faster than inflation. I chose this issue because me, being a college student myself, I want to have a certain job that requires a very long duration of education. And with the tuition being as expensive as it is, achieving that goal will be very hard in regards to debt. And this doesn't only affect the students, it also affects their parents because parents will want to help their kids as much as they can. But even with the parents and the students pushing towards that, there is no guarantee you will go through college without debt. Furthermore, it is extremely hard to go farther in life without a college education because many jobs require that, and without a college education, you will most likely end up working 3 low-income jobs just to get by. Picking a specific audience member was rather hard in regards to my argument because there are so many individuals across our country that play a part in this issue, and I wanted to localize the problem, so I decided to pick someone in Utah that plays a part in this and is a rather important man. So I directed my audience to the President of the Senate, Wayne Niederhauser. He is in the Ninth Senate District in Salt Lake County, and he is associated with many organizations and is a serving Utah leader. As a serving Utah leader, I feel he understands the importance of an education and how it affects everyone going to college. So I knew he would have more sway being the president of the Senate to address the problem so everyone in the Senate could understand and try to help in their own way. He will not be running for the upcoming election, so if we can get the issue to him as fast as we can, he can pass it down, and then the later president of the Senate can put it into effect and hopefully get some relief passed for students and future students. For my supporting claims, I decided to pull a few quotes from articles regarding my issue. I decided it would be good for the audience watching this to see the issue from others' points of view and other individuals going through the same problem. I took a quote from an article from Martin Heinrich. He states that nearly 7 out of 10 students that attend a 4-year school but don't finish accrue debt, and nearly half end up with more than $9,800 in debt. The fact that students who don't even finish school still end up with that much debt just puts that much more stress on students who want to go to college for a long time for high education jobs, because if they can't even finish a 4-year school and still end up with $9,800 in debt, how are they supposed to spend 12 years in school if they want to be a surgeon or things so on? Another article I pulled into my supporting claims, the author decided to take time out of their day to look through Twitter and find individuals who were going through this problem and look through their tweets and find problems they had. A tweet she put in her article is from Miss Cassidy Marie, and she is not above groveling for scholarship money. And I feel many students appeal to that because, as a student myself, I will do anything for a scholarship, no matter how little it is, for the hopes that it will help with the stress on how much money I am spending anyway. Maria Peterson jokes that she will sell all of her belongings to pay for college. And as a student, I I relate to that because I have no idea how I'm going to pay for college, and most of the country doesn't know how they're going to pay for college either because basically no one can. The only individuals that have a possibility of going through college without debt are the top 1%, and even then, there's no There's nothing proving they can get it through it without debt. In the tweets I stated, both of the girls try to joke about the pricing, and I feel that is a defense mechanism for many people to joke about so they don't have to realize how bad the problem is for themselves. Although they do clearly state that college is far too expensive. Student loans now accumulate to the largest amount of U.S. non housing debt. Baby boomers and Gen Xers could work through college and graduate with very small amounts of debt or none at all, although today's generation sadly is incapable of that outcome at all. For counterarguments, I did have a hard time finding ones because most people who are arguing against the issue are arguing against free college, which is not necessarily a problem I was arguing for. However, those are the only counterarguments that I could find. And some people, on the other hand of the argument, think that rising tuition rates are necessary to the students because it gives them a sense of urgency to finish their degrees. They argue that the free college movement could lead to overconsumption of public university resources, resulting in overcrowding and reduced completion rates for everyone. However, I am not arguing for free tuition. All I want is a happy medium where it is possible to pay for the tuition. All I want is for inflation to equal tuition. I do, in a way, agree with some things that were said in the counter argument. I do agree that when something is free, there is a feeling of less urgency to finish or go through with that item because you did not put in the work to earn the money to pay to go. However, I don't want free college like I said previously. I did have many difficulties in my research, and I have a feeling many of my peers did as well, because researching the same topic for so long and writing so many articles and essays on that exact topic in different ways strains someone in regards to their imagination. There is really nowhere to go from there because I feel I have written in every way possible everything I know about this topic, and everywhere I look, I feel I can still learn more. So it is very difficult, in my opinion, to feel like you have learned it all and to realize you missed so many parts of that argument. I also had so many difficulties finding reliable sources, and I worry it is because not many people who have had the chance to address the issue at hand care much about the problem. Many people who can fix the problem are in the 1% who the problem really doesn't adhere to. Therefore, why would they fix it? So, regarding that, many of my sources are from younger individuals, people who are experiencing the problem firsthand. The problem with the counterargument is that many wanted to argue against free college, and that is not what I particularly wanted. Like I said in the last slide, I had just wanted tuition to equal inflation, not to be free. I want tuition to be equal to inflation so when people work, they are making enough in their wages to be able to afford college or not acquire as much debt as they would beforehand. Here's a list of my references. Feel free to look through them. I find they are very interesting reads, and the ones that go against free college tuition and the ones that go for it. There's just so many interesting topics in there, and I feel many of you would appreciate them, so feel free to read through them. And I would like to thank you so much for watching my presentation, and I hope all of you have very wonderful days.